Chapter 1, Flexibility of Mind. Introduction. Welcome and thank you for joining this journey to understand the nature and essence of existence. Before we begin, let us prepare ourselves mentally for the challenges ahead. We will encounter ideas that test our beliefs, demanding resilience and reasoned thinking. I trust you are ready for such challenges. It took me years of mental turmoil and internal struggle to grasp the bare nakedness of existence and reality. For 2 decades, I endured pressures, internal conflicts, and perceived humiliation. I have lived with chronic anxiety, depression, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, confronting and ultimately challenging my own beliefs. Imagine chronic depression interspersed with acute pain and anxiety, yet occasionally adorned with the fragrance of love and moments of clarity. The most intense period came in 2016, leading to deep reflection and a tumultuous liberation, particularly as I obsessed over why genes exist and propagate. However, this book is not about me, but about the pursuit of truth in existence. I will share fragments of my story where relevant. This philosophical journey relies on keen observation, relentless questioning, rigorous reasoning, and continuous refinement. Let us embark on it with curiosity and resolve. Several years ago, I was on a tour and traveled through hilly forests by bus. The beautiful views and unnerving curves of the road were both scarily thrilling. As enthralling as the sight was, it also served as the perfect recipe for severe motion sickness. A few fellow passengers got nauseous and requested a brief halt to recover. Our driver stopped the bus in an isolated area, a seemingly rustic and sparsely populated village. The inhabitants seemed significantly insulated from modern civilization and had no concept of information, haste, abundance, or luxury. I happened to notice something odd. There was a statue of a dog that appeared to have been revered and worshipped. I found up to 5 similar indications that dogs were worshipped. I was surprised that no other deity was seen in that locality. Though I am a polytheist and a nature worshiper, I did not know dogs were worshipped as gods. I searched around for idols of any gods I knew of, but found only 3 statues, all of dogs. I asked one of the native people, "Do you people worship dogs?" He nodded in affirmation. With a bit of sarcasm, I quipped, "Only dogs?" I received a sterner and more confident nod this time. I continued to ask for more details, and he said, "Dogs are our gods." I was unsure if he was joking, maybe he was toying with me, and it was starting to disturb my composure. Everyone knows that dogs have been man's best friend for thousands of years, and continue to serve as reasons for livelihood, guarding, hunting, herding, etc., and emotional support, pets. However, equating dogs with gods was unacceptable to me at that point. Honestly, I was enraged but forced to smile. I tried to enlighten him by mentioning a few tens of my own gods. He listened intently, but occasionally shook his head. His body language fueled my anger, and it seemed like he was experiencing the same emotion. I said, "I am sorry. I do not intend to disrespect you, but God created dogs." He violently shook his head and, with a heavy-pitched voice, replied, "Dogs created your gods." I was curious about how dogs became their gods, but he was visibly annoyed and angry. For my safety, I could hear the divine call of my bus conductor's whistle. It was time to continue my journey. I bid him goodbye and we went our separate ways, exchanging belittling glares and pitiful thoughts of how our gods had played a word jumble on us. But thank God I was not harmed. The inhabitants of that area rule with authority and will not tolerate any offense. I still feel outraged at the equation of gods and dogs whenever I recall this incident. I believe similar emotions are elicited in every commoner when faced with such new and unfamiliar concepts of worship.